What is good, everybody? Happy 2022! Welcome to the new year. So excited, a fresh year on the channel. I want to talk today, starting out the year, the state of Halo Infinite. I haven't really talked about my perception on the game the last few weeks. We've just been doing tips and replay reviews and lots of stuff like that. And I think after a month and a half of the multiplayer being out, it's a fine time to talk about the stuff that's working, what we hope to see changed, and the overall reception of the game so far. First, I just want to start off by touching on the good, and we'll hit on the bad. I know everybody's like, hey, the store prices, they're crazy. We need an optimization patch. Some of the ranked things are crazy. We'll touch on all that, but we need for just a second here to at least recognize from a gameplay perspective, Infinite is really solid, especially with the 343 era Halos. I don't think there's been one of these games that have come out with such good competitive settings, competitive support off the start, as well as a sandbox that really honestly is unoffensive for the most part. This is a fun game across the board. We have some solid maps in here. Yes, we could use more, but the gameplay itself, this is a really solid thing to come out of the gate swinging. And we're really honing in on multiplayer here, but hey, the campaign was received really well. It won some Game of the Year awards. It's very fun and scored 9s across the board, which is super exciting. As a Halo fan, being back in this space where from the console FPS world, being seen as a front runner is a huge victory. It's what we've wanted for so many years. Another element of the good is honestly the competitive support the game has received thus far. We've already had HCS Rally, which had a record-setting viewership, and the perception in the wider FPS console market is really positive. Look at all of the Call of Duty pros who are speaking high praise for Halo Infinite and the way HCS was handled in the last month. Look, I feel sorry for the guys in CDL and the friction points and the turbulence that's going on right now. You never want to see other communities struggling. Everybody, a rising tide lifts all ships, right? You want to see everybody succeeding. But right now, it's kind of nice as a Halo fan the last 10 years to see other communities going, man, they're doing it right. That's really awesome. Not doing it perfect, but they're doing it really well. So to have the competitive support and honestly the perception in the wider console FPS market that Halo Infinite is fun and a lot of competitive people are playing it, that's super, super cool. And I all think those are things to be super appreciative of. It's kept me playing the game, and honestly, I loved Halo Infinite the last month and a half. I've not been playing it out of my mind the last month, I'll be honest. I started playing some Skyrim, started playing some fun games. There are some frustrating elements of Infinite where I'm ready for a patch or two, but I like this game, and every time I boot it up to play, I find fun gameplay moments. So really, coming into the new year, the state of Halo Infinite is fairly good on the whole. Now remember, as we shift into the bad here, you guys are watching YouTube. Maybe you're on Twitter, maybe you talk on Reddit or Discord. Realize we represent a very small portion of the overall Halo community. I think people believe that we are much bigger than we are. There are so many players who play these games who literally never will get on Twitter to talk about things or make a Reddit account or even watch YouTube videos about it or leave a comment. So I think we are a subset of an even larger community. So when doom and gloom is going about and people think that the world is ending because this patch isn't out or the store costs too much, I think it's good to also check in and go, there's a huge player base of people who aren't even engaged with these types of formats and mediums like these discussion platforms who may just be enjoying the game for the game. All right, let's move into the stuff that I hope changes quickly. The developers are back. They've had the holiday. I really hope that we're going to see an optimization patch soon. I'm a PC player. I'm playing it on the PC. Don't have the nicest, newest PC, but this game does struggle to run on a variety of builds, not to mention lots of bugs and frustrating things, such as the crashes. How many times have you guys been in a ranked game that starts 3v4, all because somebody crashed loading into the match? Or even worse, what if you are the person who crashed loading into the match and then you're banned for a few minutes? That is a hyper frustrating situation. Ranked games should not begin lopsided like that. There should be something in the system that recognizes 3v4 and either waits until another player loads in, or, loss prevention, or even better, maybe it breaks up the lobby, you go back. However it works out, when you're putting your competitive points on the line, you really shouldn't be having 3v4s happen as much as they do. It just takes away from sort of the validity of the experience, and it can be so, it's a huge turnoff. Nothing can add to the frustration meter like that. Additionally, the cheating issue. I mean, thankfully, I haven't run into it too terribly much myself, but I do know on the higher end, there's some certain bad actors that are just happening. And the way to report a player is very confusing and obtuse. Like, I pay attention to Halo closely. I'm playing this thing, and when I'm struggling to figure out how to report somebody, I'm going like, this is not gonna scale. There's no way filing this particular thing and then having to manually go through this is a scalable solution. So whatever the solution is, fix cheating, fix it quick. Look at Call of Duty Warzone if you need a blueprint of what happens if you let something go on too long unchecked like that. And then the big thing here is the store perception. We're in a time of a free-to-play Halo game, and we gave up a content-rich launch for a service game, something that is likely going to be many, many years of support. But now is really the time to see how it's going to deliver on that long-term support, because if you look at the launch offering, Halo Infinite Multiplayer, it's pretty bare. It's not comparable to a Halo 3 from 2007, where all the modes and the maps are there from the start. But what Halo 3 didn't have is the potential of, a few years down the road, more maps, more modes, more crazy innovations and cool things added to the game. But now is the time to put up or shut up in that regard. And when you have store prices right now that honestly feel too high across the board with everybody I talk to for the items that are there, there's a problem here. And you will not see the engagement you potentially would. I've talked to so many people who would say, look, everything in the store was half the price. I would probably pick up this, or I'd pick up that, or I'd buy this or that. But at its current threshold, it is too high. At least for the people in my circles, what I see on Twitter. Not saying that's indicative of everybody, but I know for myself, I don't really want to spend $20 on a voice pack. Maybe 5, maybe 10. There is a threshold, there is a line, and I can tell you across the board, people are looking at Infinite going, wow, this seems out of whack. If you were just tweak the prices XYZ, there is a balance point to be found. So here we are, 6 weeks into the game. If we see some progress quickly, and we see maybe some new maps and modes, some adjustments to the store, optimization patches, and really a steady stream of things, wow, crazy good trajectory. Coming into more competitive events, I think Infinite maintains momentum and succeeds. But if we are waiting until May for some of these things, if truly patches that improve optimization or shifts to the ranked system, or maybe adjustments to the store are 5 months out, that's gonna hurt as a player, and you're gonna see people trying out other stuff. I think overall, we're in a great spot. As somebody who went through the MCC journey and seeing the improvement MCC had over the last few years, I have full confidence that we're about to see the studio pivot into the service mode and some results come to the forefront. I just hope it's in the near term, because you always want to see momentum carried forward. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't, but sooner is always better than later. Just a quick note on this upcoming year. Thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. The tips, the replay reviews, everything is going crazy good, and there's so much excitement, and it's really fun to get to make this kind of content again. And I'm very appreciative to you guys for that. I'm very much in a state of fun. I've been enjoying the game. I've been enjoying just playing games and making videos a lot. Super, more in the last 6 months than in previous periods. And a big part of that is I'm intentionally trying to not become a doom scroller and not get locked into the frustrations. I mean, honestly, if you look up Twitter, day to day, there's a new crisis that's going to kill the game or end the experience. And when you live in that world, no joke, it will suck the fun right out of these titles for you. I've had so much more fun just playing the game for the reasons I want to play it, separate of social media or Reddit or Twitter or any of those feedback things. It's not that I'm putting blinders on things or being ignorant, but it's also remembering that games are just fun, dude. And at its core, I find the gameplay of Infinite fun. At the same time, I've been playing other games. I started a new Skyrim playthrough over the holidays, and it's really, really fun. That is something that's so core that I want to push through the channel this year, is positivity and enjoyment. These are games. There's enough stress going on in our real life, in our day-to-day experiences, to where we shouldn't turn games into another one of those stressors. So truly, I'm going to try and deliver to you guys content this year, be it Halo, be it other stuff, that is fun and positive and entertaining, and hopefully gives you some of that escapism, some of those things that just make you want to boot up a new save or try a new game or enjoy whatever you're playing right now. That is a goal, like for real. And I'm telling you, the last 6 weeks, kind of slowing down, not looking at Twitter, not paying too much attention to these things and not giving it too much credit has made these games infinitely more fun. So whatever I can do to encourage and empower that, man, I'm all on board. Thank you guys for an incredible last year. Cannot wait to see what's ahead. It's gonna be a good one. I promise you that. Stay strong, stay tough. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again next time.